everybody, it's Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to take a look at the last installment of this Visualizing Arpeggios with Scales workout. This is part 4, so we had a couple more scale forms with all of their arpeggio forms within the key of G. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about ways of starting to working on connecting these arpeggios and stuff. So really quickly, I'm not going to go through all these just like I have in the past couple because it's pretty obvious if you got into part 4 what's going on here. But we're going to, in this lesson, we're going to finish out the two last scale forms, the one built from the 6th tone in a major scale and the one built from the 7th tone in a major scale. So this still in the key of G major. We're going to start here at the 12th fret. If you got the tab PDF, just follow along. We have 12, 14, 15 on both the 6th string and the 5th string. Then 12, 14, 16 on both the 4th and 3rd string. Then up to the 13th fret, 13, 15, 17 on the B. And then to the 14th fret on the high E. Then we're going to get to the first note in the first arpeggio of the key of G major, which is G major, off of the G. And then we're going to come down, we're going to do a roll with our second finger, starting on the 15 down to the 15 on the B, 16 on the G, 12 on the G, 12 on the B, 14 on the A, and 15 on the low E string. So we have. Then go back up, and then come back down, backwards, descending the scale that we first went up with. So all together. Okay, then we get to the second arpeggio in the key, which is A minor. So that's the 2 chord in G major, if you remember. Same scale form, built off the 6th, going up. Now we get to make it all the way up to the 17th fret, because that's actually A of the A minor arpeggio. And we're going to build our arpeggios going downward from there. 17 on the high E to 12. 13 on the B, 14 on the G string, then 14, shift over to the 14th fret with your first finger, 14 on the D, 15 on the A, 17 on the low E, then come down to the 12th fret on the low E, and then go back up, and then descend through the scale again. Alright, so just continue going through these scales and memorizing those arpeggios with the scales. But real quickly, I wanted to just talk about how you can start using this stuff and combine it so you're not stuck in just playing the shape bolt for the 6th arpeggios around the shape bolt from the 6th and that's it, and then shift to a different area. Let's start working on combining them. So let's go back to the part 1 lesson here. And the first scale forms you learned, this shape bolt from the root. Off this G. And then the first arpeggio with the G major was started on this B note on the top string, and then back up, and then back descend with the scale again. Alright, so you probably remember that. If not, review it. And then we have the shape bolt from the 2nd, and its arpeggio. So all I'm trying to get you to do is maybe now work on combining those. Let's first combine the scales. Let's go all the way up top, shift up to the shape bolt from the 2nd, and descend with it. So we ascended with the shape bolt from the root, and then descended the shape bolt from the 2nd, and then do the same thing, but do the arpeggios going up the shape bolt from the root, and then shift up and do the arpeggios descending from the shape bolt from the 2nd. And maybe ascend with the arpeggios, and then descend the scale from the root coming back down. Then you work on combining them. So if you're familiar enough with these things, you can start combining the arpeggio notes and have kind of arpeggio-based improvisation licks, but throw some of the scale tones in there as well, so it doesn't sound so predictable. So you'd be like, So start mixing it up. You have to really know the scales and the arpeggios really well, but then you can just start creating lines that go from one area I think you can see where the arpeggios lie in those licks and what the scales do. And that's what this is all about, is instead of always using scales all the time in improvisation, throwing arpeggios, and all those arpeggios within the key will work. You can not only work with G major arpeggios, you can descend with, it's like ascend with the one arpeggio, okay, and maybe descend with the two arpeggio. And just go up and down, maybe do a complete chord scale. Go up with the one arpeggio, down with the second chords arpeggios, up with the third chords arpeggios, down with the fourth chords arpeggios, and so forth. And then really start nailing those, how they are all in one area, and it can be really used easily in improvisation. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson series. You can get a lot out of it if you put the time into it and really try to practice improvising, adding arpeggio notes to the key, to your improvisations or whatever. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Thanks a lot for following along.